Hey guys, I have something I want you to check out. Let's look at it right now. Hey everybody, MrFlavorsmith, and I have a very affordable stainless steel gas grill review for you today. This grill is by Electactic, and it is their G41 Pro version. It's a 4-burner gas grill. Well, technically it's a 5-burner. It has a 4-burner main chamber, and then has a single side burner outside of the main cook chamber for doing up some sauces or something like that. This company reached out to me recently, and I said I would love to do a review on it because I think this is yet again another grill that brings value to you guys. It seems to be really well made. It went together really easy. Only took me about 45 minutes to do. The materials that were used were very high quality materials. I mean, the majority of the materials in this entire barbecue is stainless steel. The only thing that's not stainless steel on this is actually the burner deflectors and the grills. Grills are made out of cast iron, and they're pretty unique too. We're gonna put it to the test today, as I always do. We're gonna use a thermal imaging camera to measure the ambient temperature inside there and see how hot this thing can get. And for one of the most important temperature readings, it's gonna be a grill temperature, and we're gonna use an industrial contact thermometer. And as always, I put it to the test with a cook. So we're gonna be doing up some chicken and some burgers, just as I always do. But before we do that, we've gotta get this propane tank in there. So without further ado, let's get into it and check it out. Stick the propane tank in. Hook up the gas line to the tank. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And make sure you completely snug it tightly. A really cool feature about this is you can there's a lock that locks in the tank. So there's a piece that pushes to the bottom rim of this tank. So what we do is just righty-tighty until it's all the way snug. There we go. That's tightened in, so this tank isn't going anywhere. Before we turn on the gas on the tank, let's just make sure that all of our knobs are into the off position. They are. Open up the tank fully. Lefty-loosey. Close our doors. Always open up your lid when you go to ignite. The electric ignition takes one single AA battery with the positive terminal facing towards the outside. Test to make sure it works, push it in. It's working, and each one of these burners has an electric igniter directly to them. I don't know why, but I always like to start from the right and work my way to the left. So we'll turn this one on first. What you do is you push in the knob, move it all the way to high, and then I go past high, and then I just release the pressure, and then I turn it back. That way it's at high. Now my gas line is on, ignite. Burner number 1 is on. I'll let that just take for 1 second. Then I go and ignite burner number 2, doing the same thing, depressing it in, pushing it all the way past high, releasing it, and bringing it back to high. Ignite, perfect. And I continue to do the same thing with all other burners. All 4 burners are on. And just to make sure everything's working, I'm gonna do the same thing with the side burner real quick. Side burner's lit. Perfect. And to turn it off, you just depress in fully, turn all the way up to the top, and make sure it just stays there. It should lock into place once you release the pressure. Close the lid. Okay, so with any new grill system, I like to turn up the burners to high and let it go for about 30 minutes. Now, with that being said, if this gets too hot, it'll actually change the color of the metal. So I don't want it to be super, super, super hot. So what I'm gonna do is the first 4 minutes, I'm just gonna check it and see what temperature it gets to. If it gets too hot, I'm gonna turn the burners down to medium and I'm gonna let it sit there for 30 minutes. What that does, it burns off any of the manufacturing, the shipping impurities, all the oils and things like that. That way we can get directly into a cook right after that. All right, and so right now I'm putting a lot of trust into this built-in thermometer. I don't want this to get above 800 degrees. If it gets above 800 degrees, it ends up actually heat treating the metal and changing the color of the metal. And I just don't want to do that quite yet on a brand new grill. So I'm gonna see, right now we're just over 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Probably gonna get to, I think this grill will get to about 650, maybe 700 degrees. But we'll keep our eyes on it. All right, so it's been 5 minutes. Let's see where we're sitting. Ooh, 5 minutes into it and we're at 650 degrees Fahrenheit. So it actually got a little bit hotter than I was expecting it would, but that's cool, that's great. All right, well cool, we're gonna give it another 5 minutes and hopefully it won't get near 800. If it starts to get near 800, I'm actually gonna back off the temp a little bit. All right, so there we are, 10 minutes into it and we're 750 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm actually gonna back off these burners now. I'm gonna turn them to medium because I don't want it to start to heat treat the metal and start changing the color of the metal. Stainless steel will turn kind of yellow if it's heat treated by too much heat too quick. All right, now that we've got that set, we're gonna let it run for another 20 minutes. All right, the time has come. 20 minutes has passed, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna crank these burners all the way back up to high. We're gonna get this as hot as we can. We're gonna let it sit for just a couple of minutes, that way it can get to its maximum temperature again, and then we're gonna measure the surface temperature of the grill, and we're also gonna use our thermal imaging camera just to see what temperature kind of is sitting at. 3 minutes. All right, 3 minutes have passed. Let's check this out. First things first, here is our surface thermometer. Right here is our industrial thermometer. Turn it on. Just want to make sure that we're measuring in Fahrenheit. All right, here we go. Open her up. It's a very hot process. We're gonna start in the very back. Actually, we'll start up front first here, right in the center. Okay, ooh, 667. Ooh, that is crazy hot. It just surpassed, we're at 760 degrees Fahrenheit up there in the front. And we are at, we're gonna hit 850. Ooh, this is really hot. Okay, so we hit 840 in the back. That's pretty good. So I'll try and measure this one real quick. My fingers are burning. Ooh, 650. Oh my goodness gracious, it's so hot. 670. All right, I'm gonna try and measure in the back real quick. This is super hot. Okay, we are 725, 743. All right, we hit 750. I'd say that's hot. That's super hot. We're gonna close the lid real quick, let that get back up temperature. We're gonna bring our thermal imaging camera out. So our thermal imaging camera is gonna measure more along the lines of ambient temperature in there. So we'll just let that kind of get back up to temperature. Got my fingers all red from just holding that thermometer. I'm not even right over the barbecue, I'm away from it a little bit. This thing gets cranking hot. I think it's had enough time. Let's open it up real quick, see if we can kind of do a quick reading in here. So we're well over 1,000. Okay, so we're over 1,000 just with the ambient temperature in there because this thing maxes out at 1,076 and we're hitting that easily. We're maxed out. Wow, okay, this thing gets cranking. All right, well, it's done its initial burn off and everything, so I say let's put it to the test and let's cook up some chicken and burgers. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the burners off real quick. It's still really, really hot in there. So we'll turn them all off. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna use an oil over the top of the grill grates. They're dry, they're not lubed up yet, so not seasoned, so we're gonna do this real quick. And that'll just help the chicken from not sticking to the grill grate so easily. Maybe we should let it cool down a second. Try that again. Man, it gets hot in there. This thing pumps out some heat, I tell you what. This would be great for tri-tip. I love doing a real hot fire, direct flame with tri-tip. Super, super hot. Or some picanha, some Brazilian-like style picanha, something that's super hot, you're trying to really get that Maillard effect on the outside of that meat when then you shave it off, something like that. This would be great for that. I tell you what, you can really do some awesome searing on this little griddle right here, that's for sure. All right, I've got the burners on medium. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna throw our chicken on first. We have a lot of it here, so we're gonna be able to do this all at once. Throw that little piece right there though. I'm actually gonna throw some of these pieces up top on the warming rack. Why not? Chicken takes the longest to cook. Burgers go pretty quick. Don't see anything wrong with putting some on the griddle. Now it's time for the burgers. There we go. All right. Make sure everything's set to medium. I'm gonna go ahead and close the chamber. And we're gonna watch this. I don't want it to get above, say, 500, but we're gonna give this about 3 minutes. Grilling away. Smoking out the back just a little bit, right here. Coming right out through this top vent right here. That's where it's coming out through. Man, I tell you what, I am extremely impressed with how hot this thing gets. I was not expecting that. Not for a unit that's under $400, for sure. I mean, to be fair, this thing's not expensive at all, but it is kicking butt. All right, 3 minutes is up. Time to flip it all. I'll go with burgers first. Oh yeah, look at that nice little sear mark right there. And that's on the cold spot of the grill. Up towards the front is usually the cooler spot. Let's flip our chicken. Ooh. Look at that sear on those. Oh yeah. Tell you what, this handles this chicken like a champ. I'm actually gonna move this down here. Move this up here. There we go. Push these burgers back just a tad bit. I'm actually gonna move this burger right here. Doing a little bit of management here, a little bit of housekeeping. There we go. Just like that. Come back in 3 minutes. All right, it's been 3 minutes. Let's check it out, see how our chicken's doing. Oh, good. Flip our burgers. We're gonna kind of do a dance again. Move the guys from the back to the front and vice versa. Check our chicken, still good there. I'm gonna put this piece on there too. Kind of like the way that's doing that. Give a little more room for this burner. Voila, photo time. All right, it's been just about 2 minutes. I just wanted to probe these and see kind of where we're at. Ooh, 144, we're pretty close. 170, we're done. 160, we're pretty close. 161, we're really close here. All right, let's see. 156, 151, 150, 55. I'll pull this little guy. I'll pull this little guy. These guys right here. Bring these guys back down here. I'm gonna flip everything over here. one over here, this one down here, this one down here. Flip this guy, flip this guy. Let's probe these guys. I'm looking for 169. Oh, 140. Oh. All right, so we still got a little bit on those. I'm gonna crank the burger side up to full, get a little char going on them. These burgers are done. There we go, there we go. We'll let those go for just a couple more minutes. We should be done with our burgers. Looking good to me. Got that nice little sear going on. Perfect. We're gonna put our chicken directly over our burners. I'm gonna turn these side burners down to medium. Give it 3 more minutes. All right, I just spin them around once. I think some of this chicken is probably ready to come off. Let's check it out. Yep, 170. Let's see what this is at. See this guy, 170, ready to go. We're good. This is grilled chicken for my wife for her salads. And she likes her poultry well done, because it's gonna go into a salad and be rehydrated with dressing. I tell you what, sure did a good job. I can't complain about this at all. All right, call it. Close it up. Let's check it out. First, we'll start with, woo, look at those burgers. Look at those patties. They look mighty delicious. Let's check out the chicken. Ooh. Look at that chicken. Looks mighty delicious. All right. Way to go. All right, let's bite in. I'm gonna check out my burger. Oh yeah, look at that. Just the way I like my burgers. Let's try it out. Mmm. Juicy and delicious. I'm gonna cut through the middle of this chicken. Oh yeah. Here we go. Nice and juicy. Oh my goodness gracious. It's not even wanting to stay on the fork. It's so juicy and tender. There we go. See what it looks like. Look at this. Yummy, yummy. All right, here we go. That came out really good. Hold on. Tell you what, really hard to beat grilled chicken. And a burger. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. I'll give you my final thoughts in a moment. I just gotta go finish this. I'll be right back. All right, time to get serious. What are my final thoughts on the Electactic G41 Pro 4-burner gas grill? Technically 5. All right, to be honest, I expected this grill to do good. Just going off of everything that I saw and read about before I actually received this grill, I knew it was gonna be something that was worth my time. And I felt that you, my viewers, would get value out of this because it is an extremely affordable grill. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles or anything like that. It's just down to what you need. And for doing what most people do in their backyard, cooking up some burgers and some chicken, this thing is perfect. And it'll do way more than just that. So it is basic because it will not accept a rotisserie, but that grill system that's in there, you can do some smash burgers, you can sear anything, put a really nice sear on steaks. I am very impressed with the temperature that this gets to. These burners are just super, super efficient, and this thing gets really hot. To be fair, it's one of the hottest grills I've used before. So I'm impressed by that. I wasn't expecting that. For the price point this sits at with an MSRP, I believe it's below $300. It's just insane. It gets the temperature really quick because of those very efficient burners, and it holds temperature and it gets really hot. I have to be honest, they've saved some money where they can by not enclosing this whole cabinet that the grill chamber is sitting on, which is totally fine. You should throw a cover over your grill anyway, so to have it open in the back and the sides, I mean, to be fair, it's just easier to get to some things if you need to. It does have 4 swiveling casters, with 2 of them being locking casters, which is just awesome for moving this around in your backyard space. It cooked the chicken up the way my wife loves it, just perfect, and it grilled my burgers the way I love them. Super easy, super fast, everything you need. But hey, leave down in the comments how you feel about it. Is this a grill system for you or not? And as always, until next time, live life with flavor.